Versatile Mage. Chapter 84. Lightning Strike, Wrath Shock. Mo Fan, you have to pay for your own stupidity. Currently, your father is kneeling down to my foster father in front of everyone. I believe that makes you feel even worse than if you personally kowtowed. As Yuang saw this scene, he didn't have a trace of sympathy. Instead, he laughed once more. He's just returning a gift. My dad is a simple and honest person. He feels that it's more sincere if he returns a gift. Mo Fan turned around, his eyes coldly gazing at Yuang, who was still laughing. I see you're not convinced until you're faced with reality. In that case, let me turn you into an ice cube first, and then slowly enjoy this kind of ceremony that will cause you to never raise your head again within Bo City. Yuang swore, his eyes dripping with disdain. The ice stars began to quickly connect with each other within Yuang's eyes. With the ice silkworm armor on his body, Yuang wasn't worried about being interrupted by Mo Fan's fire burst, even if Mo Fan was faster than him at casting. On the other side, Mo Fan's eyes were extremely cold. If Mu Juoyan had the slightest intention of letting go of these matters, Mo Fan would have given up today. However, the father and son's arrogance and irrationality had thoroughly provoked him. He firmly believed that if he didn't win this duel, he would see his father kowtow until he started bleeding for his foolish son. However, was he really that foolish? Today, he would let everyone understand what it means for a single spark to start a prairie fire. Background is also a form of strength. Mo Fan laughed loudly. In the next second, his laugh stopped. Replacing it was a domineering aura that no one had seen before. In that case, my innate talent is also a form of strength. Do you really think I, Mo Fan, would lose just like that? Have a taste of the might of my lightning. Purple-colored pupils suddenly appeared. Within the pitch-black eyeballs that seemed like the vast universe was a purple star radiance, glinting warningly. Lightning, the strongest of the elements. It represented anger, might, and destruction. This ridiculous social ladder was shattered into pieces by this violent lightning. The stars actually had a special connection with the feelings of their owner. The natural attribute of lightning embedded its user with the domineering quality that would never cease. It was not because of the user's petty background. It was not because of circumstances outside the body. All of the lightning stars had never been obedient before. That was because Mo Fan's mental state had never been in sync with the lightning element's temperament, until today. The lightning star path ignited a raging wrath within his heart as it instantly connected. They seemed to want all of their user's energy. Star path, emerge. The magic that gathered the mysterious energy between heaven and earth was of the highest quality. Buzz. The purple lightning arc was tyrannical as it emerged. It swirled around Mo Fan's body, unprecedented and willing, awaiting his command. Mo Fan raised his head, lightning in his gaze. Lightning strike, wrath shock. Within the lightning, Mo Fan raised one of his hands. Following this, he violently grasped his hand and the traces of lightning swirling in the air turned into lightning soldiers. They gave out an angry hiss as they chaotically bombarded Yuang's position. Buzz. After numerous traces of purple lightning landed, they linked together and turned into an even stronger lightning as they ferociously attacked Yuang, who seemed completely defenseless. Yuang's ice spread spell was still being chanted. In the next second, he was completely wrapped in the dazzling, dreadful lightning. Force. The shock within his heart could not be described with words. The attack was incomparably violent. Every time it shocked his body, it transmitted acute pain. What was even more dreadful was that these lightning traces could enter the flesh and bones, causing the enormous effects of an electrical shock. Even if the ice silkworm armor resisted it, it could not completely block out the all-pervasive penetrating power of lightning. Yuang's body no longer belonged to him. It was acutely twitching as he stood there. The arrogance and superior look on his face were gone, leaving only eyes filled with questions and disbelief. Why is this happening? Lightning. This is clearly lightning strike. Why can you, a primary fire magician, cast a lightning spell? The ice silkworm armor was useless in front of the might of lightning strike. At last, Yuang let out a miserable scream, his entire being collapsing under the assault of the purple lightning strike. This time, it would be impossible for Yuang to get up. A third-level lightning strike was even more powerful than fire burst. The ice silkworm armor could restrain fire spells, but there was no way it could defend against the dreadful power of a third-level lightning strike. The lightning's roar still screeched in the ears, but the entire manor was completely silent. Everyone was dumbstruck the moment Mo Fan cast lightning strike. Although it didn't hit them, the bolt from the sky was burned into their minds. What did they just see? Lightning strike. This is freaking lightning strike. You, a primary fire magician, are telling us you can cast lightning strike. Yuang had already collapsed from the attack. The people had forgotten his existence. Instead, the scene before them, beyond common sense, had shocked them to the point of madness. How could they not go crazy? In this world, any magician at the primary level could only control magic of one element. Magicians only obtained their second element at the intermediate level. You, a third-year high school student who hasn't graduated yet, have acquired two elements. One is fire, the other is lightning. Could it be that he's an intermediate magician? That's impossible. That's definitely impossible. Even if your cultivation is fast, there's no way you could reach the intermediate level within just 3 years. This is impossible. Mu Juoyan was the first to shoot up from his chair, unable to believe what he saw. Likewise, Principal Zhu, Deng Kai, Yang Zue, and Zhang Kong, magicians of a higher realm, were all unable to believe the scene before them. Third-level lightning strike. This was clearly third-level lightning strike. But how could a fire student cast a lightning spell? Was it due to special magical equipment? No. The magnificent purple star path swirling around Mo Fan's body proved this power was his own. It was definitely not from any magic equipment. The only lightning magician present, Zhu Zhaoting, was even more dumbstruck. Holy crap, isn't that the realm he himself had been thirsting for? The third level of lightning strike, that was his goal for the next few years. Why was it being cast by Mo Fan? You, Mo Fan, are clearly a fire magician, all right. Crumbling, Zhu Zhaoting's heart broke. Something that he, a genuine lightning user, hadn't mastered was achieved by a fire magician. I don't wanna live anymore. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.